Hey everyone, I'm with Arnie Fields at Revolution Cafe location at, what is it, 1608 7th Street?
1610,
1612 7th Street. This is Arnie. And this is the area that he's branded. There's a sign there. There's a sign way in the distance that you can actually see from the BART train. And that's the Revolution Cafe right there. And you're saying this is a clothing designer?
Clothing store. Janae, she's a fabulous clothing designer. She's the best in the Bay. People come from all over to look at her clothes and to buy her clothes. And she's usually open on Saturday afternoon. So please come by. We brought in a bike shop. Retail.
Right here.
We sell new and used bicycles.
Oh, right there. Bikes for Life.
Bikes for Life. We have a bike repair shop here that we brought in, and we brought in the Berkeley Liberation radio station, which is right around the corner on Peralta. And we brought in the great and the wonderful Revolution Cafe, which has been just a beacon of love and hope for the entire neighborhood for 6-7 years.
Yeah.
And we've been working on getting it open for over 10 years, and we dealt with about 3-4 years of red tape with the city.
Wow.
The city of Oakland was trying to demolish this entire block, and thank you, Jerry Brown. He tore down the Lincoln Theater on us in a building next door to the Lincoln Theater. So what we did to stop the city, we're historians, and we want to cherish our existing infrastructure that's been here for over 100 years. So my wife and I created a historic district down here in the old part of West Oakland, on the west side of the BART station. So this historic district has been here now for about 5-6 years, and we developed it in a way where neighbors could join the historic district and become part of it at any given time that they'd like to. So we have a hotel down the street that we've also restored, and we've been helping small businesses to get started when they need office space, etc. So we just want to keep working on our existing infrastructure. Oakland used to house 500,000 people before World War II, so we have the buildings and the infrastructure to accommodate a population of 500,000. That's why it's really terrible and not right for the city of Oakland to continue to destroy and tear down our historical landmarks. There's no way we could ever become a historical city if we keep tearing down our historical buildings.
So tell people, what was it, Arnie? This is not the first time you ran for mayor. You ran the last time.
This is my second time.
Your second time. What sparked you to run the first time and then run again now? I mean,
well, let the train go by.
Okay.
I love the people of this city.
Yeah.
The people of the city are the very best. And I want to expose people to the corruption that goes on in this city. Not the corruption on the city streets, on the corners. I'm talking about the corruption in the office suites of downtown Oakland. We have a lot of cronyism, we have a lot of corruption, and if we don't adopt a platform where we challenge and eliminate and take on that corruption, Oakland will never have a chance to come around.
Hey, let's keep talking. Let's show people inside Revolution Cafe.
Come on in.
You own this whole thing, right?
Come on in. Well, I'm a caretaker. I look at it like we have an opportunity to be a caretaker, to look out to be the guardian. Like I said, we're a historian, and we believe in the historic value of our ancient buildings that our parents and our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers have built in the city of Oakland. And Oakland, which nobody knows, has the largest stock of historic buildings in the country.
I didn't know that, really.
It has in the country has the largest stock.
You mean per capita or per
within the city boundaries.
Okay.
Within the nation.
Percentage, yeah.
Within the nation.
Let's go on
we
inside.
have the largest stock. And the city doesn't really like to get that word out because it interferes with their redevelopment programs and plans. So that's why that fact is not known, but we want to make that fact known to
And this
all.
is the Revolution Cafe,
This
right?
is the Revolution Cafe. It's we have a great brunch on Sunday. We open at 10 on Sunday and we close at 3, but we're open Monday through Saturday from 8 to 8. So please come down and enjoy the place and have some coffee.
Let's go inside and sit and talk.
Yeah.
There's a sign there, Arnie Fields for Mayor. This is all you. Outside there. This is great. There's your shirt.
Fields for Mayor. Bring on historic change to the city we all love right here, right now, by voting for Fields on November 2nd. Please, we need your help.
How about we sit?
Thank you.
Want to sit here?
Sure.
Yeah, cool.
Great.
All right, cool. That's fine. We'll do that. So what was it that... let's sit down here and... So folks, we're sitting with Arnie, And Arnie, first of all, fantastic place here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Congratulations.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Also, I always ask this of all the candidates I've talked to, at least I think most of them. Who was your aha moment when you said I'm going to run for mayor? And I know in the back we talked about, I think your issues with then Mayor Jerry Brown, and wouldn't you say it was a media's agenda that he's brought in at the time? But what day did you go from being a critic to a candidate?
When I saw Oakland just unravel and just become out of control and literally turn into Gotham City. I've been here my entire life.
Where'd you go to high school, by the way?
And I went to San Leandro High.
Okay.
My grandparents lived in Oakland, and my mom lived in San Leandro, so my grandparents raised me, and I would spend all day, every day in Oakland after school, so I kind of went back and forth. And when I ended up moving over to Whittle Avenue back in '86, I've been in that same house ever since, over on Whittle Avenue in Oakland, not far from Fruitvale and MacArthur.
Yeah.
And two of my boys were born in the house that I live in now. We had home births. And
two sons?
Two boys,
How old?
13 and 9.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I have a daughter that's 4.
Wow.
So thank God I had a girl. I'm telling you, one more boy would have put me over the top. Literally over the top. So we were blessed. Little estrogen around the house, even out the testosterone / estrogen. So it's been great. But back to that question, I saw Oakland basically go to the dogs in early 2000. Prior to 2000, Oakland was a beacon of love and hope, and there was opportunity for all in this city. There was $20,000 homes. There were $30,000. There were $40,000. So if you wanted to participate in Oakland and you wanted to become a homeowner and invest in the city, there was something in town for literally everybody. You could have made $6, $7, $8 an hour and qualified for a $30,000, a $40,000, a $50,000 home. Well, that all changed when Jerry Brown showed up, because Jerry Brown cornered a group of us in Oakland 2 months before he got elected. And he told us that he wanted to be the mayor of Oakland. And we asked Jerry, well, why do you want to be the mayor of Oakland? He says, well, I invested $2 million in the city. So we asked him.
Second in Harrison.
Yeah, we asked him, where did you invest $2 million? I wanted to hear that he built a shopping center. I wanted to hear that he built an apartment building, something for the people. And I was very discouraged when he told me that his investment was a playhouse for himself on Second and Harrison. And where I wrote Jerry Brown off as a kook is he said that he wanted to double the value of his compound.
It looks like that kook's about to be governor.
Well, time will tell. Time will tell. I hope not. I saw and I've witnessed what he did to Oakland. He literally ran Oakland into the ground. He overbuilt. He overspent. He just ran the city literally into the ground. So I've seen firsthand what he's did to Oakland.
Well, at that point, Jerry aside, so who I actually endorsed as governor, but that's not neither here nor there. What was it during that period where you just said, "Okay, I'm gonna run for mayor of Oakland"?
When I saw,
what I'm saying, aside from the idea, what was the moment? What caused you to go and file papers and get the signatures to do it? What day? Do you remember what day that was, when did it happen?
It was 2005. It was 2005 when I decided that I was going to run for mayor. Because I seen Oakland go to hell in a handbasket. I seen Jerry run the city in the ground, and I wanted to inform the people that there was a lot of corruption going on in downtown, especially in the building department. The CEDA, Community Economic Development Agency, which is funded by the feds. When I started discovering all the corruption that was going on.
Tell us what's going on.
What's going on is they're using the building department and code enforcement to create revenue for the city of Oakland. Now that is illegal.
Something that Michael Killian was making, right? I think.
Yeah.
For city auditor.
Yeah. He's in the know. He knows what's going on. Matter of fact, the FBI
filed a lawsuit, I think, and he said that Walter Cohen, I think.
There's probably going to be a lot of suits coming on, because these ordinances that Jerry Brown has brought to Oakland are responsible for kicking out 23 to 25% of our black population out of the city of Oakland. Now think about it.
That's a strong charge you're leveling.
Well, that's a fact.
Okay.
He talks about it. He's gone on record saying that we've lost 23% of our black population out of the city of Oakland. Now, you can't have any particular ordinance.
And you're saying he's proud of that?
He's proud of that. He's proud of that. He's proud of that. And I think it's disgusting. I think it's a shame. I think he needs to be called to the carpet on it. And I have called him to the carpet on it. When I ran into Jerry 2 weeks ago in Marin, when he had a debate with Meg Whitman, I saw him after that debate.
At Dominican, yeah.
That's right. And I told Jerry, you ran Oakland into the ground. He got so extremely defensive. He was riddled with guilt. He turned bright red. His head almost popped. He got within a half an inch of my nose. I thought he was going to headbutt me. The Secret Service had to pull him back and take him away. The guy is riddled with guilt. And I challenge anybody to talk to Jerry and look him in the eye and ask him, why did he run Oakland into the ground? And you will get the same response. He is riddled with guilt. He will get extremely defensive. This man should not be governor. I've seen what he's done to the city of Oakland, and I would hate to see him destroy California and take it to where he's taken Oakland.
So as mayor, so unless of course you want to talk the rest of your video about Jerry, let's talk about you as mayor.
Well, what I'm going to do is the first thing I'm going to do once we get elected is I'm going to destroy the blight ordinance. Now, the blight ordinance was the third thing Jerry did. Now, the blight ordinance has been used to push eminent domain agenda forward. That's how they've kicked out so many people out of the city. And I'm not talking about Latino.
You're referring to the 10K project, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'm talking. I haven't even mentioned Latinos that don't know English.
Right.
I haven't even mentioned Asians that don't know English, and I haven't even mentioned all the Caucasians that have been kicked out of the city. Now, we've had a huge pouring in of people coming into this city the last 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
And even though we've had so many people pouring in,
I predicted Oakland would be this.
Well, these
in 1994.
These ordinances have been so abusive. Even though we've had so many people pouring in, there's been so many people kicked out that our population has decreased in the last 10 years. Our population has decreased. You check the census numbers.
I mean, we're under 400,000.
We're well under 400,000. And what people have to understand is that we had 400,000 people in the city of Oakland before Jerry Brown showed up.
That's true.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restore Oakland. I want to deliver Oakland back to its people.
So let me encapsulate this. Your entire raison d'etre for running for mayor is based on your anger with Jerry Brown. Am I mischaracterizing that?
No, it's not the fact of just Jerry Brown. It's the fact of so much corruption that you have within our office suites of this city, within the building department. They're a gang, and they need to be pro-business. They need to be pro-entrepreneurship, and they can't continue to harass people that have invested in this city. Young couples that have bought their first home, other couples that have moved up, other individuals that want to create affordable housing in our city. We need to help these people obtain their goal.
Because we're actually right in the epicenter of a lot of economic and environmental problems. You know, because you've been here a long time.
I've been here my entire life.
How would you, first of all, I got to ask you this question. First of all, how would you address economic development problems? And also, what do you say about how the city is, including Councilmember Nancy Nadell, has addressed the problems in West Oakland? Because we're right here.
To give you an example, case in point, one, when it comes to developing the city, when it comes to building the city, what we need to do is we need to develop in kind with our current infrastructure. So if we end up in a particular neighborhood that a developer wants to build on, we need to encourage that developer to build in kind with the existing buildings in the neighborhood that's already there. And we got to start to discourage these developers that want to kick people out of their buildings and houses with code enforcement fees and charges. Because back before Jerry Brown again showed up, developers were happy building on a particular lot, on an empty lot. Now the developers don't want that particular empty lot. They want the whole block now. So they use code enforcement charges and fees to start levying people's real property through their property tax bill. And these fees showed up as CETA code enforcement charges directly on your property tax bill under your special assessments, park and lighting, mosquito abatement, ambulance, schools, cops. There'll be a charge right there. CETA code enforcement, 5, 10, 15,000. Now we all know that our constituents in the city of Oakland already have a hard time painting and roofing and doing the improvements to these houses. Our infrastructure, like I said, is ancient. They average, our buildings in Oakland average 80 years old, give or take 10 to 20 years. We have a very old infrastructure. It's very expensive to keep these buildings up. There's continual maintenance with these buildings that constantly comes up through the years. So we know our constituents are already having a hard time with the financial responsibilities of keeping these buildings up. So why would we want the city to go after these people that provide housing in our town and start putting fees and levies on their property tax bill? We all know people that own a house and they have to work very hard to scrape up the money just to pay their base property taxes every year. How can they afford another 5, 10, 15, 20,000 just because the city's broke? And what's happening is the city is using the 430,000 structures in this city to create revenue to put into the general fund to balance the budget. The city is in de facto bankruptcy right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten out the finances within the city by cutting the fat from the top. I'm going to through the department heads. Okay. We have department heads that are making way too much money that are part of the problem.
Where do you stand on police compensation? Because the candidates I've talked to, from Larry Leon to Greg Harlan, want to decrease police compensation. Don Parada does not. Larry Leon says that it's public safety that is 70-80% of our budget. Should we cut that?
No, where I'm going to do the cutting is we have 500 CETA code enforcement officers that we don't need. Now these were jobs that were created after the earthquake in '89, after the fires in the Oakland Hills. Well, that's behind us.
500 people?
We have 500 employees in CETA code enforcement.
FTEs, full-time equivalent.
We only need maybe 250. So I'm going to eliminate 200 positions right off the top. Now I'm going to direct those resources into public safety, making sure we have police on the streets, make sure we have firefighters.
So you're not going to cut the deficit, just shift the money.
I'm going to shift the funds. We have $1 billion.
What are you going to do about the deficit?
I'm going to go to work on the deficit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce my pay in half.
That's only a fraction.
Well, that's only a fraction, but we have to start
a very small
by acting in good faith. Okay. We need to provide a model of how public servants need to operate and how they need to act within their job and their guideline. When we're in a crisis, everybody needs to help out. Everybody needs to give a little something. Now, the monies that I'm giving up, I want half of that to go to the schools, and I want the other half to go to the libraries.
But I guess what I'm getting at is, what I'm trying to understand, and I think the viewer is going to want to know, is we have what some say is a deficit so bad and a debt so high that we have to declare bankruptcy. How are you going to cut that? Or do you want to? It doesn't sound like you want to.
No. I want Oakland to be
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just trying to draw out from you.
How we're going to do it is we're going to become pro-business. We're going to become pro-entrepreneurship. We're going to put out ads and we're going to advertise to bring businesses into the city. We're going to cut the red tape. We're going to eliminate the tax liability for 2 to 3 years to get new businesses in our city. We're going to
So you have a moratorium on all taxes?
Not all taxes, but getting new businesses.
Sure.
New businesses, and we will give tax breaks to existing businesses.
Property tax breaks.
Well, we'll get rid of the litter tax, for example.
Okay.
The litter tax was something that came in 2 years ago, which I feel is discrimination against litter bugs. City council elected to discriminate against the litter bugs.
And what do you mean discriminate against litter bugs?
Not educate them. Not educate people that are trashing up our city.
I get you. Interesting. Okay.
We need to educate people that are trashing up our city. We need to raise their consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Once we raise their consciousness, the quality of life will follow
That's
for
actually
everybody.
Because I mean, I don't know the difference between like composting and there are some other people that do. You put this here and put that there. But that's a great point.
Education.
Yeah.
It's all about education. Money is not the answer.
Mm-hmm.
We have $1 billion budget. If you were to throw another $1 billion at the city of Oakland, you'd put smiles on people's faces for a year, and then you'd end up in the same situation we are now. We need to retool our system. We need to cut fat from the top. We need to look for waste. Every dime and dollar we find being lost in waste is going to add up to $1 and a dime of revenue.
It's like a Republican. You're a Republican or Democrat?
Well, I'm pro-business. I'm pro-business. I was endorsed by the Republican Party in Alameda County based on my track record.
For mayor?
For mayor.
Yeah.
For mayor. Based on my track record of creating jobs and developing affordable housing in the city.
So give us a picture of who you are, because some people say that Arnie Field's actually a rich real estate guy. Other people say, I don't know. But who is just what is your occupation?
Well, I'm not rich,
Mm-hmm.
but I do have a background in real estate. I've been refurbishing our infrastructure in Oakland for 26 years. And by refurbishing our existing infrastructure versus tearing it down and destroying, I've been able to pass on affordability in rents in the range of 30 to 50% below market rents.
Congratulations.
Versus,
Wow, say that one more time.
by restoring
50%?
by restoring our existing infrastructure, by restoring our ancient
Like
buildings
around here,
in the city,
like where we are
all
right now.
over, all over.
This is a good example, right?
From West Oakland is a great example. East Oakland, all of the hills.
Mm-hmm.
We have, like I said, our infrastructure in Oakland averages about 80 plus years old, give or take 15, 20 years on either side of that age. That's how old our infrastructure is. By restoring these buildings versus tearing them down, by restoring them, we're able to pass on affordability in the range of 25 to 50% below market rents. Now, if we tear down that building that's bought and paid for, that the city owns or whoever owns, and build a new building, now your rents have doubled and quadrupled overnight.
Right.
Now, before Jerry Brown showed up in 2000, you were able to rent a house in West Oakland all day long for $600-700 a month. An entire house, front yard, backyard, 2, 3, 4 bedroom, basement, everything. That same house today rents between $1,500 and $2,700 a month. That same home in West Oakland. Now, Jerry's goal for being mayor was he wanted to double the value of his real estate holdings, which he did. He did accomplish that goal, but he hurt a lot of people and he took a lot of people down with him to accomplish that goal. People need to know what he did to Oakland. I want to restore Oakland. I want Oakland to become a beacon of love and hope for all. I want everybody to be able to participate in Oakland's rebirth by being able to invest in this city. So things are going back to normal. We're going back to true value versus artificial value. And that's where Jerry Brown took the city. He took the city to an artificial value that no city could keep up with. You had houses selling in the worst part of town for $300,000, $400,000, and $500,000 in the worst part of town. These were homes that sold for $60,000 and $70,000 before Jerry showed up. So now these values are going back to what their true value is. So please, people, hang in there, participate, invest in Oakland. I will see that we will eliminate all the corruption in the building department. I will put a spotlight on this corruption. If there's any going on, we want to know about it. We're going to have town hall meetings.
Are you going to have a chief administrative officer that's new, or what are you going to do?
What we're going to do is...
What's the Arnie Fields mayor's office going to look like?
What it's going to look like, it's going to be a beacon of love and hope for all.
I mean structurally. I mean, what kind of organizational structure you're going to have? How big is your staff going to be? Because
Well,
I work for 2 mayors, so
Okay,
that's important. Everybody talks about ideas and policy, but what's important is how you're going to run the office. You know, what kind of plan for the office you have.
Well, we're going to eliminate about half of our staff. We're going to thin down the staff. We're going to start working by example. And that's how we're going to lead. We're going to lead with our proven plan on bringing jobs into the city, creating more affordable housing, and the big thing is we need more goods and services. And that's where the tax breaks come in to get small businesses and entrepreneurs in action in the city right here,
As
right
mayor,
now.
How will you work with council? Will you be at the council meetings, not be there?
I'll go to all the council meetings. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to eliminate this corruption in the CETA, Community Economic Development Agency. That's the first thing we're going to do.
Right.
The second thing we're going to do is we're going to have a zero tolerance towards litter in the city of Oakland. Now, it's the broken window theory. If we allow people to litter in our streets and we don't do anything about it as a city, we're basically saying that we're allowing people to steal bicycles, we're allowing people to snatch ladies' bags, we're allowing people to break into cars, we're allowing people to break into homes. It's a broken window theory. Crime, litter, and violence are all connected.
Question. Where do you stand on Measure BB?
BB, I support BB. I encourage people to vote for BB. Anytime that we can get goods and services and resources into educating our youth and the people of Oakland, that's a good cause. We need more education. And the one thing that I want to concentrate on immediately when I take over in downtown is I want to work on seeing 100% of our children graduate from high school. We have about a 50%.
So you don't feel like Measure BB is like a way of making up for Measure Y, or and you want to put all 63 of the neighborhood services coordinators back on the street then?
Yeah, I think it's a worthwhile organization. I think it's very important because they go out there and they educate our kids out there. They connect with our youth and they're out on the street. And I think it's a key essential element to working on the violence in the city.
Now, do you favor suing the Oakland Athletics?
Do I favor suing?
Because they're trying to leave, or for that matter, suing the city of San Jose?
No, I don't. I'm not in favor of suing San Jose.
We could talk forever. It's just I only have a finite amount of video time. That's
right. No. What I want to do is I want to work with the A's on getting them to see the benefits of being in Oakland. Now, you can't have Oakland without the A's, and you can't have the A's without Oakland. We have a historic relationship with each other. The history is very, very, very deep in the city of Oakland. We can't lose that legacy that we have. That we have a wonderful foundation. We need to explain to the current ownership.
You stood up the last time we had choose or lose the A's.
That's right. That's right. We need to show the organization the benefits of being in Oakland. Now, we could redevelop the Oakland Coliseum. We could use that facility and we could work on that to make that facility better. We could bring in more parking. We could bring in shops. We could bring in restaurants. We could bring in an array of a lot of optimistic, positive things down to that location. And the reason why that location is so great is because it's hooked up with our BART system. What we need down there is we need a people mover to get our seniors and disabled folks from the BART platform to the front door of the Oakland Coliseum. That's what we need. We need to make it easy for the user, especially disabled and seniors, to have access to the ballpark.
So in closing, because we have to close, one thing I want to do before we close, I want you to kind of walk this place, just to give viewers an idea what this neat place is like. But in a few seconds, encapsulate your message as mayor. What do you want people to remember when they go to the ballot, the polling area, and vote?
What I want people to remember is that you hold the key. The revolution is your vote. We have an opportunity to bring historic change to this city right here, right now, like nobody has ever seen it before. Please give Fields deep consideration and your vote on November 2nd. And I'm asking you to please get the word out and tell 3 to 5 people to vote Fields, and ask those people to tell 3 and 4 people to vote Fields. And we will shock the city on November 2nd by electing the underdog with the only plan and a proven track record on how to turning this city around. And how we do it is you hold that key. So please vote for Fields on November 2nd to bring historic change right here, right now. Thank you so much for your time.
Hey Arnie, take us on a quick walk around this place.
Sure,
this is like,
sure.
Yeah. This is, folks, you got to see this place. You know, this is really neat. This is
Thank you.
Yeah. So
thank you. Come on down. We have open mic on the first Friday of every month. It's always a lot of fun. Bring an instrument.
Let's walk
bring
in
some
this.
poetry.
This is really cool.
Well, this is our bar. This is our bar right here. We
Cocktails?
We serve beer and wine, mimosas, sangria, and sometimes we have sake. Occasionally.
Look at all this stuff on the walls. Look at this. Look at this.
We got
This
a lot
is
of great stuff. We got a lot of local artists on the walls. These are all original pieces on the wall, and we have some of the best coffee in town. And this is our kitchen.
This is true, folks. He does.
And this is where we make some of the best sandwiches in town. We do great soups and
Big sandwiches too.
Big sandwiches. We're all about great portions, and we're all about value, and we're all about customer service.
Now, what I like is this area in here. This is neat. It's got the
This is our. This is where we have our live performances on this side, and this is our stage. It's not a big stage, but it's a great place to perform. If you'd like to come down and perform on a Friday night, first Friday of the night, please do. We have a beer garden out in the back. Let me show you our beer garden.
Yeah.
And our offices are in the back where our employees do all their bookkeeping, etc. Come up with the new schedule.
Wow, I didn't know this was back here. This is neat. Wow. Nice.
This is the outdoor beer garden, so it's a great place if you want to come by and sit outdoors. And we have Wi-Fi down here, so we encourage people to bring their laptops, come down and do their business, do their homework, studies, whatever they got to do on the internet. We have free Wi-Fi.
So, Arnie, you're saying you're a community center?
Yeah, we're a community center, cultural arts center, and we encourage people to bring pieces of art. We always get them on the wall, and the most important person out there is a customer. And I, as the next mayor of Oakland, I realize that everybody that lives and works in Oakland are the most important customer on the planet.
Tell me your website.
My website is fieldsforchange.org.
Yeah. Arnie, regardless of the outcome, you're an Oakland treasure. Keep up the work of being involved in caring about your city.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity, and thank you so much for coming by this afternoon and having this conversation with me. And please, vote for Arnold Fields November 2nd to bring historic change to this city that we all love. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.